Hi everyone. Today let's see how to install Postman, how to set up a Postman for Salesforce. So the first thing, we need to download the Postman. In order to download, go to the www.postman.com. I'll just ping you this link. Go to this site, www.postman.com. And scroll down. Here you will have an option called download the apps. Download the apps. Click on the download the apps. Once you click on that download the apps, it will take you to this screen. I guess you guys are doing with me, right? So go to the postman.com and download it. Click on the download this app. Download this app. And here you have an option called Postman app. So just click on this, it will be downloaded in your system. Is everybody installed it? Downloaded?
Are doing Swapna.
Okay. How about others? Jyoti, Archana, Sri Lakshmi. Akash, you just joined it.
Installing.
Okay.
I
You
already
just
have
joined?
Swapna.
Okay. So click on this www.postman.com. I just posted in the chat. And there scroll down. And here you will have an option called download the app. So once you click on the download the app, it will take you to this screen. So just click on this, whatever the this Windows 64-bit by default, it will show that. So it will just click on that button. It will be downloaded the Postman. Once the Postman is downloaded, once the Postman is downloaded, you will see in the downloads, the option is called Postman. Double click on this Postman. Double click this Postman. So it's installing. When you click on this, it will say it's installing. So I'm also installing right now. Now, as soon as you install it, you might see a different screen. Create an account for signing. Is everybody able to open the Postman? So kind of this screen you will see. Kind of this screen you will see. Is everybody on the same page?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now here, click on a create account. Click on create account. So when you click on a create account, it will open up this. Now here you can enter the email, username, password, or else if you have a Gmail account, or else if you have a Gmail account, just use this sign up with Google. Sign up with Google and you can use your own Gmail ID. So this is the screen it will give you. So once the screen is written, once you see the screen, click on either you can create your own, or else if you have anything Google account, you can click on the Google account. So once you click on the Google account, it will give you some information here, which is some agreement. So this is about the introduction, building an agreement, right? So this is a privacy policy. It is going to give you the information. Now, once this is done, just click on this. That's totally fine. Or else you can simply click on sign up, get the product. Instead of this, just click on the accept. Just click on accept. This is basically for the communication. If you want any communication related to the postman, you can check this, or else just click on accept. Once you click on accept, you will see alert message saying that always allow the identity.getpostman.com to open the link. Now in this case, just say that open postman. Instead of checking this, just say here open postman. So click on this postman, open postman. So it will open up the postman. Now here it is asking name details. So just enter what are the name it says and what's your role. You can give anything here. So basically, are you a DevOps engineer or quality engineer or a sales solution security technical architect or other? So whatever you feel that, just enter the details, click on the continue. Now, just say this and then click on the continue. Now, once this is done, do you want to receive an email or do you want to invite anybody? So if you want to receive an email or invite anybody, or else you can just click on the continue without team. Continue without team. So it will say that welcome to personal workspace. Welcome to your personal workspace. Now here in my scenario, I have some existing files are there. So that's the reason it is saying that import an existing file. In case if you want to import any existing file, you can select it. Or you can say that start with the collection of templates. So for me, I'll say that, okay, I'll import an existing file. Okay, there is nothing here. Just simply close this. Okay. So you will see my workspace here. You will see my workspace. And here this is saying that new and import. And you will see here collections, environment, history. On the left side, you will see collection, environment, history. And if you want to add few more sidebar here, you can add it. And then you have some details here, new import. This is to create a collection for your request. Collection for your request. Now, till this point, everybody is there. Everybody on this page.
Yes, Swapna.
Okay. So once it is installed, then you can see all these information. Here, this is the profile. It is showing that what is the profile that you have logged in, what is the user that you have logged in. If you want to invite anybody, you can click on this here, invite. And if you want to change any setting icon, so you can change the setting icon. And here the collection. Collection is sometimes in the real time, what we will do is we will create a collections for the each project. So for example, if I'm working on the multiple projects, and if my multiple projects are, there are some postman testing that I need to do. So in that case, what we will do is we will create our own collection. So let's see how we can create it. So for that, let's take one trial head. So we have a trial head. This is the trial head which is available. Open this trial head. Open this trial head. In this trial head, the second one, setup and the connect postman. Setup and connect postman. Now, here it says that set up and connect the postman, sign up for a postman and create a workspace. Now click on this sign in. It will take you to the one which you have right now created the postman. It will take you to that particular one. If it is not showing this, then you need to use the same account. So right now I have created the samskarit@gmail.com. For that, I have created my own postman. So I'm connecting to that postman. This is a postman has a web version as well as a desktop version. Postman has web version as well as the desktop version. To your postman, I sign up for your account. If you click on this sign up also, it will take you to in case if you want to sign up for the first time, then you can click on this second one, sign up. But we have already created the postman credentials. So you can simply click on this sign in. Simply click on this sign in. Now, once it is done, now second step, it says that select the workspace menu. Select the workspace menu and it is asking to create a workspace. Now for that, you need to click on here. You have a workspace. On top, there is something called workspace. Now click on a create workspace. Now here the workspace is, name of the workspace is Salesforce Collection. Click on the workspace. Once you click on the workspace, you will see the name is called Salesforce Collection. And once you have mentioned the Salesforce collection and a visibility, it says that personal. Visibility is personal. Visibility is personal. Then click on the create workspace. Click on create workspace. Now just click on this create a workspace. So what we are creating is basically a space. I'm creating a space in the Postman. I'm creating a space in the Postman. For whatever the activities that I'm doing in the trial head through the Postman, those all will sit into the Salesforce collection. Salesforce collection. Now, once that is done, the next one is, now the collection is ready in the Postman. Now we have a collection called Salesforce. Now we have a collection called Salesforce. If you click on this workspace, you will see here Salesforce collection. Before it was my workspace. Right now it is a Salesforce collection. Next step is you need to connect the Salesforce Developer Edition. You need to connect Salesforce Developer Edition to the Postman. So for that, just go to the trial head. In the trial head, you have to log into the trial head account. What are the playground is there? Log into the playground. So the trial head playground is logged in. Let's log into the trial head. So click on your Salesforce. I need to check my credentials. What is the trial head one that is linked? Click on login. Credentials are incorrect. Now let me check what is the credentials that I have. Okay, so let me try now again. trial head is connected. Okay, so now what I'll do is once your trial head is connected, it will show you this Salesforce developer hyperlink. It will show you the Salesforce developer hyperlink. Just click on this Salesforce developer hyperlink. It will take you to the Postman and observe this postman.com Salesforce-developers. Salesforce-developers. So now you have a Salesforce developers. It will take you to the Salesforce developers, this screen. It will take you to the Salesforce developers, this screen. Now, once this screen is reached, now we have to select the platform API. Now we need to select the in collection, select the Salesforce Platform API to expand it. Now this is the collection. In the collection, Salesforce Platform API. So this is the one, Salesforce Platform API. So once the Salesforce Platform API is open, then there we have a one option which we need to select it. Now as soon as I select this, as soon as I select this, click on this, there is some kind of a merge icon will be there. Now let me select this. Now as soon as it is selected, now here you see fork. This is fork. This is the option. You see here there is a fork is available. Now click on that. Once you click on this, it will open up the new page. And here we need to give details. Whatever the details that is provided by the trial head, MySalesforce API work. MySalesforce API work. Just click here. MySalesforce API work, copy and paste it. Copy and paste it. It says that then we have to use the Salesforce collection. What are the Salesforce collection is there? We need to use the Salesforce collection and then click on the fork collection. So Workspace is a Salesforce collection. Workspace is Salesforce collection. Then click on here fork collection. Once this is done, this is done, now my Salesforce Platform API is connected and it is storing into the collection that we have created. It is storing into the collection that we have created. Now, right now I'm into the Salesforce collection workspace. I'm into the Salesforce collection workspace. In the Salesforce collection workspace, I have a collection called Salesforce Platform API. Collection called Salesforce Platform API. Now after that, we can see all of this. See here, we have a CPQ, REST API, tooling, UI, everything is available. By default, it is available. This Salesforce Platform API is provided by the Salesforce. Now, once this is done, now the next step is we need to authorize. We need to authorize. If you are working in a real time also, what you need to do is, which are the org that you are working on it, you need to first you need to do the authorize, because until unless if you do not do the authorization, you cannot connect your Salesforce to the Postman. Now here in this, we have an option called here authorization. Authorization is there. Type OAuth 2.0. Type is OAuth 2.0. Now scroll down. So when you scroll down, you will see these all options you can see here. there is something called get new access token. Get new access token. Now here this says that in Postman under this authorization tab should be open, type should be OR 2.0. Click on it, get new access token. Get new access token. Now everything in the real time, what we will do is we will give a client ID, we will give a authorization URL, we will give a callback URL, grant type, token, all this information we will give it. Now, why I'm not giving it? Just a second. So here we have an option called we can give. So the steps which in real time we will do it is first you need to create a connected app. In the real time, we will do the connected app. Once the connected app is done, that means in the connected app, we have a customer key and secret key. There are two options which are available. Consumer key, consumer secret key. So whenever we create a connected app, so how do we create a connected app? Let's go to our org. So once this is done, then I'll show you the connected app. But we will do that connected app, everything whenever we are doing the integration part. But right now for you to understand what are the steps that needs to be done. So we are just doing the trial head, So let's go ahead and click on the get new access token. So once we click on it, get new access token, it will ask you that, is this the org that you wanted to connect? Is this the org that you want to connect? If you are sure that this is the org, then you can say that yes, allow. In case if you are connected to the multiple orgs, for example, in this Chrome, you have connected to the multiple org. So one is your Trailhead account, another one is a project, another one is a real-time URL you have connected. So multiple URLs you have connected. In that case, it will be confused which one needs to be connected. So that's the reason whenever you wanted to connect the Postman, please cross-verify what is the URL, what is the org that is connected, whether it is connected correctly or not. Click on allow. So once it is done, that means authentication is done. Authentication is done. Now just click on it. Click on a proceed. When you click on a proceed, this screen is the same. Even in the real time also, this screen is same. Once you got the authentication, this is the screen that you will get it. Here, the important part is just cross-verify what is the URL that is connected. Is this the URL of that you are expecting it? Now, this access token is basically, it tells you that Postman and Salesforce both are connected. Postman and Salesforce both are connected. Instance URL is, this is the URL that is connected and this is the access token. Now, even in the real time, whenever you are trying to check that whether my Postman is, am I able to connect the Postman to the Salesforce or what are the Salesforce org that I'm working on it, is that connected or not? So how can you verify? Once you do the get new access token, it will give you the instance URL. So check this URL, whether it is connected to the right URL or not. Now in this case, token type is a bearer. Now, once this is done, check here instance, verify the instance URL, points to the trailhead, copy the instance URL to the in step 12. Be sure to copy the URL. Now, let's copy the instance URL. Just copy this instance URL.
Swapna, this URL is same as that my domain URL, right? Instance URL.
Right, my domain URL. So whatever the URL that it's similar to the my domain, and whenever you are logging into that, this is the URL that you will see. Is everybody able to see the correct URL, or somebody has any issues? So let's copy this URL. Right, let's copy this and use a token, use token. Now token is added, click on a use token so that it will be automatically added the token to the postman. Automatically added the token to the postman. Now after that, it is saying that you click on a use token, open the variables tab, open the variables tab. Here you have a variable tab. Here you have a variables tab, click on the variables tab. In the variables tab, there is a endpoint. There is a endpoint row. There is a endpoint row. This is the one, endpoint row. Current value column, paste the instance URL. So whatever the in the endpoint, whatever the current value is there. So in the current value, just paste the URL. Whatever the URL that you have copied, just paste it, which is your org, which is your org URL. And once it is done, just click on a save. So where is the save button here? Save button, here it is. Click on a save button. Click on this save button. Now it is saved. Once it is saved, let's go to the trial head and see what is the next step. Now we need to test it. Now, the first step is we have installed the Postman. What we have done so far, we have installed the Postman. That means downloaded and installed it. And then created the credentials in Postman. Once it is created, then we went to the trial head. In the trial head, we connected to the sales Postman. And in the trial head, what are the steps we have done is we have created a workspace. Created workspace and then created the, after creating the workspace, we clicked on the collection, clicked on collection tab in the left side. And there is a one option called Salesforce Platform API. Platform API, Salesforce Platform API. Then we have added that, we have added the Salesforce platform to the our own workspace. Then what we did, we have authenticated our Salesforce org. Whatever the Salesforce org is there, that Salesforce org connected to the Postman. Connected to the Postman and created the token. Created the token. in Postman. And after that, we have updated the variable. Right, in the variable, we have just added our Salesforce or URL. Salesforce or URL. These are the steps which we have completed. Once everything is done, now we need to test it. We need to test the connection. Now for testing the connection, they have selected here, there is an option called REST. In Salesforce Platform API, in Salesforce Platform API, we have a REST here. We have an option called REST. Now inside this REST, expand the REST. There you will see that option called expand this REST, and there you will see get limits. Get limits. There is an option called get limits. Now where is the get limits? Here is the one, get limits. So click on that get limits. Once you click on the get limits, basically what we need to do is click on this get limit. So what it is saying here, get limit, the path is Salesforce Platform API REST limit, right? What is the method? It is saying that here the method, it says that get method. The method, it says that get method. So get method, it says. Now if you want to change this, now we have a different type of methods are there in the real time. We do not use all of this. We mostly use get, post, put, delete. Get, post, put, delete. Only these four we will use it. Get, post, put, delete. These are the four we use it. So what we use it, get in order to get the data, post in order to post it, put, and then delete. These are the four methods we use it in the Salesforce real time. In the Salesforce real time, we use those four details. Now here it says that endpoint. What is the endpoint? In the variable, we have updated the endpoint. You remember the endpoint, the URL we have copied and we have updated in the collection. So that is the endpoint. Services/data/v version limit. So this automatically added. Now wherever you see curly brace underscore endpoint, that means there is a variable. Wherever you see in the Postman, wherever it says in the path, it says two curly braces. Wherever it says two curly braces, if you have here endpoint or anything. So for example, in our case, we have an endpoint. So endpoint, this means is there is a variable already in the Postman. There is a variable name called endpoint. There is a variable name called endpoint. So how did we do that? If you remember this step, 13th step. So that step has a underscore endpoint. So what we have pasted the instance URL. So wherever you see two curly braces, inside that, if there is any name here, that means that is a variable name. And backside of that variable, there is some data is there. Backside of that variable, there is some data is there. Now, once this is added, now click on a send button. Click on send button. That means I'm getting the data. Now, once you click on a send button, observe this status, which 200 is nothing but everything is processed perfectly. 200 is nothing but everything is processed perfectly. Now here, how much time it has taken? What is the size, right? Save as an example, if you want to save this as an example. Now here we have a body where the data is going to display here, cookies, header, test result. Now in this body, we have a pretty raw preview visualization JSON. Now what we are doing it right now, we are reviewing the pretty. Now if you click on a raw, the data will be displayed in the raw format. If you click on a preview, it will be displayed in the preview format. If you click on a visualize, it will be displayed in the visualize format. So most of the times we will go with the pretty. So pretty is nothing but JSON structure. Whatever the JSON structure we have in the JSON structure. So here, as soon as I click on the pretty, it shows the JSON structure or XML structure or HTML, text or auto. If you click on a raw, this option will not be there. Only that option is available when you click on a pretty. So if you say here XML format, it will display in the XML format. If you say JSON, it will display in the JSON format. It will display in the JSON format. So this is the output you have received it. That means whenever you see the output as a 200, whenever you see the output as a 200, so whenever you see output as a 200, that means it processed perfectly. It processed perfectly. Then you may need to turn on the follow authorization header configuration on to retain the authorization header when redirect happens to the different host. So that means here you have a settings. Here you have a settings. Go to the settings, you have a follow authorization header. That is what it is saying, that basically if you want to retain the authorization header, when a redirect happens to the different host name, that means automatically take that follow authorization header. Just turn on this follow authorization header. So once you click on it, follow authorization header, now we need to see this data. The next step, it is saying that you have successfully authenticated with the Salesforce. Now you can use the other request in the collection. That means now we have properly connected. We have connected there is no issue with the connections, the development or with the postman. So it is connected perfectly fine. Now the next step is we need to post an account. But in order to post an account, now under the rest, select the S object, then select the post S object create. Select the S object, then select the post S object create. Now here you have a rest and there is a S object. Now in this S object, select the option called S object create. So now what it says, method is a post. That means I have to post some data to the Salesforce. Now, in order to post the data, that means post is nothing but so here get is nothing but get, and then we have a post. So get is nothing but from the Salesforce. This is a Salesforce here. This is the Salesforce that I have. From the Salesforce, I'm getting the details. Now from the Salesforce, I'm retrieving the details to the postman. Now post is nothing but I'm posting the data. To the Salesforce. That means what I'm doing in here, I have some data. Name equal to, let's say, Archana. Right? So, and then I have a billing address, right? So let's say here billing address is Dubai. So these details what I'm doing, this record, I'm posting it. That means this is a one record. This is one record here. This is a JSON format record. Now, whenever this data I'm pushing to the Salesforce, whatever this data is available, I'm pushing this data to the Salesforce. That means as soon as I push data to the Salesforce, it has to create a record. It has to create a record in Salesforce. Why it has to create a record? Because I use the here concept is called S object create. S object create. S object create. So it will create a record. Now let's go back to the trial head. In the trial head, it says by default, it will open up the params tab. So params tab is the first one. Params tab is the first one. Now here, there are two things are there. Query params, and this is the query params, and there is a path variables. Path variables. In the path variables, there is a S object API name. There is a S object API name. You need to specify the value. You need to specify the value. What value we need to specify it? We need to specify the account. S object means anything. It could be anything. Instead of any record, any object record, I wanted to create a record only in the account. I wanted to create a record only in the account. So specify that S object API name, value column, enter, account. And then you need to click on the body. Now, where is the body here? This is the option. Click on this body. And as soon as you click on the body, there is a by default, it might display some data here. By default, it might display some data. Now, what you have to do is copy this, whatever the Salesforce trial head has given, copy the data and enter the data here in the real time. In the real time, we build it. The body, we build it because what is the data that I wanted to send it to the Salesforce? What is the data that I need to send it to the Salesforce? So we have to build that data. So name is nothing but here, left side, whatever you see here, those all are API names. Those all are API names on the account. Those all are API names on the account. So API name equal to API name equal to postman and billing state equal to CA. Now just click on is save. I wanted to save this data and then click on is send. Click on send. Now once you click on is send, there is it says that 201 created, success is true, and then there is no errors here. There is no errors. 201 is for specifically it is created. And there is a ID which is created. There is a ID which is created. Now you can open this ID. Let's copy this. Copy. And here in the Salesforce, scroll down. Let me connect mine. Now it is connected to my Salesforce org. Now let's go ahead and check whether this ID is created or not. Whether this ID is created or not. Now enter that ID. Now that the record has created with name, postman, and billing street. Name is a postman account and billing address is CA. Billing address is CA. Now, is everybody created? Same thing? Any issues during this process? Any issues during this process?
Ma'am,
No, not yet.
after sending the body shown error, ma'am.
After sending,
Shown like this body below that body shown error, ma'am. No, didn't give like ID, ma'am.
you did not. What is the success here? It is a false or true? Success is true or false. So whoever is
Not same like that, ma'am. It error code like please enter the value. That type here came, ma'am.
okay, just a second. So whoever is completed, just click on the verify step to earn. So that's all about the Postman. So just remember, in the real time, we use either post or a get. Whenever we use a post, you need to pass the body and cross verify. You need to, first of all, you need to connect your Salesforce or to the Postman. So once it is connected, then you need to either do the post or a get. This is what we use it even in the real time, just for a testing purpose, right? So whenever we do the integration, whenever we start the integration part, sometimes we will use for a testing purpose here. Now I'll show you what exactly how we do it in the real time. We will show it in the during the integration part. So that's all for today. We have completed all the steps.